And welcome to Hungry Vegas. It has been 1 week since the first weekend of the Dead & Company show, and they've got this Shakedown Street going on here. I thought that I'd come back only because a lot of the comments were, boy, things have changed. So I thought I would come back, find a few people to speak to, and they can tell you what has changed. So I picked some people of different ages, people who have been coming for 30, 40, 50 years to events like this, following the Grateful Dead. Here is what I found today, weekend number 2 of Shakedown Street here in Las Vegas. Enjoy.
Left the wheels in and I'm here to help you. I think that one had a great.
I would take doing that rag over all of them.
I want doing the rag so goddamn. I agree with you.
Yeah, right. Dropped off.
I'm Holly,
I'm Stu.
and we started seeing the Dead in 1971 back east at the Fillmore East, and we've traveled west and seen quite a lot of shows, and
Done over 200 Jerry shows
with
Jerry Garcia, who
and
passed
then
in '95.
a lot of shows
and then
after
post that as well. So we're probably on the 250, 260 borderline as far as shows.
Wow. Okay, so what would you say has changed in that many years? Like nearly 60 years? What's changed?
Well, we lost Jerry. That was the thing that he was the person who attracted me initially to follow the band. He was just an incredibly charismatic personality and a great guitar player. So, that's the main thing that's changed. But the crowd, the core of the crowd, interestingly, has not changed. And I really believe that kindness is the driving force in our core group of people, that you find the kind people and they will be the real Deadheads.
And gravitate towards each other. And that's the community. It's all a community. And we've been part of it for a long time. So we know a lot of people on tour, and we see people, sometimes it'll go 5, 10 years and we won't see someone, and boom, there they are. We'll walk right into them at a show. With 50,000 people,
or even in
30,000
Chicago
people.
on the subway,
Or on the subway,
elevated
or we've met
train.
at restaurants.
Someone we hadn't seen in 20 years.
Right.
Excellent. Have you been to the Sphere to see Dead & Company since they've been here in Las Vegas?
Yes.
How was it?
Went last night. It was amazing.
It was amazing. It was over the top.
It
Literally.
was the
you're in a
beautiful-
planetarium, and it's
beautiful
amazing.
visual experience. And I think the band really stepped up.
Yeah, the band stepped
The
up.
sound was amazing, so they didn't have to mess with their amps, and there was no downtime where they couldn't get the sound right. The sound was just amazing from the start, and that really, I think, drove what the band was playing, and then the visuals, which were stunning.
State of the art, basically.
One last question, please. What do you think about Shakedown Street in particular, how that has changed over the years, over the many years of Shakedown Street, now that they're here in Vegas this week?
We have not yet been to the Shakedown here. But as far as shakedowns in general, they have grown so that they're so big that they can take over a whole parking lot.
It depends on where the show is also. We're in Los Angeles, and we'll go, when Dead & Company came through and played, say, at the Forum, they allowed vending throughout the whole parking lot. So cars were parked, but yet there was still, a lot of vending. Some people were vending right out of their cars. That's changed a lot. I mean, we came to Vegas for the Dead shows in the 90s at the Silver Bowl, and that was a huge time when vending, because people were on tour, the band was on tour, so people were following the band, right? And to generate the income to do that, you had to vend, basically, if you wanted to stay on tour. So they would vend food or trinkets and bracelets and necklaces and that kind of stuff. So
And we've
T-shirts
been part of that also.
and we've done our share of that as well.
But
That was
mostly we just try to support the vendors and buy what
Right.
we need from them.
And we're going to go take a look and see what's out there today, and hopefully we'll find some stuff.
Awesome. I think I'll go take a look with you.
All right, cool.
Let's go. Thank you so much for giving us a chat. It's so nice to meet someone who's been following so long. This is really great. Thank
And
you.
just so you know, I mean, we've raised 2 kids who also went through go with us on
Took
shows.
them when
we took
when
them
we could, when it was
we could.
appropriate. And
Well, we took them to a lot. They saw a lot of Dead shows, and now they are older and they're having children, and we've just started with taking the grandchildren. So it's like, for us, it's our third generation of this,
of love
this-
of the music,
yeah, the
really.
music.
Love of the songs,
Spreading
and the
kindness.
music and the places that the music takes you.
Thank you again so much. It's been a pleasure to meet you. I appreciate it for giving
Alrighty.
us insight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, I've got a quick question for you as a vendor here at Shakedown Street in Las Vegas. How long have you been doing this?
Well, I hopped on tour in the early 2000s, actually '03 Dead tour, and I met my guy there, Mr. Crowley over here, and we've been touring ever since. And we started with just little things, you know, selling beers in the parking lot, and then we had rocks and crystals, and then we moved on to making our own bags and hats.
Awesome. Okay, so you started this in the early 2000s, you say?
Correct.
All right, what would you say is the one thing that has really stood out to you as changing the most in that many years?
What has changed the most? Well, it was a lot more free-for-all back then, you know. There was not a whole lot of vendors or a whole lot of people that toured with the Dead, and now there's a lot more, and Live Nation charges us at least $100 to park every venue that we go to, so that was never a thing, and now it's a thing.
What would you say is the one thing that hasn't changed? Something that's a constant every year, you can count on it, the one thing being the same. What's that one
the
thing?
Love. Everyone is like a family. When you're out here, everyone is just family. You know, you can just sit and talk with someone, give them a hug. Hugs abound, you know, like everywhere. Yes, that's still there. Yes. Don't tell me this town ain't got no heart.
Oh, thank you so much for answering my questions. I really wanted to know, and I'm so happy to meet you. Can I give you a hug?
Such a pleasure, definitely.
Yeah. Hi, Camel.
Hey now.
How are you?
So good, and you?
I'm great, thank you. Thank you for taking a moment to speak with me about your travels.
My pleasure.
Awesome. Okay, so you have been doing traveling around with groups such as this at different festivals for how long?
Oh, about 30 years.
Wow. So 30 years. I've got a question for you. What has changed most, in your opinion, about festivals like this, like Shakedown Street?
It's gotten more mainstream. It used to be an independent side group of community, and it's become bigger community because it's more in the masses and more mainstream.
Okay, excellent. And what would you say is the one thing that has been a constant over the past 30 years when you are at festivals like this? What's the one thing that's always a constant, has never changed, something that's always the same?
You need it. It doesn't work without it. You have to have it. It helps you. It builds you. You help others. It makes it work. It's the only way.
Where are you from?
Originally Jersey. I live in Georgia.
And you travel all across the United States?
I do at least once, if not twice, every year for like between 3 and 6 months a year.
How would you say the people in each of the cities, are they the same type of vibe, or do you see a different vibe? How about comparing Vegas vibe to other places?
Right. So I walked in assuming, and I'll own that, one vibe, and I'm getting it different. Demographics definitely make and change the events and the family, but that's what makes it wonderful. I personally can say I have family and friends through the country. I have patrons that I've met one year and they make sure they come and see me the next year. I've seen children grow up and become part of families because of it, but everybody's got their flavor and their style and economic background, and all of the above show through travels.
Awesome. Thank you so much for speaking with
pleasure.
me. You have fun. I hope you have a very, very busy day.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
the
much.
support.
Bye.
Bye.
I was like, wanted to do well, you know. Good. Good, yeah, good. I'm glad.
What's nice about I prefer this. Granted, we don't spend time. That kind of
All right, one more question here. What do you think about ticket pricing since you've seen the changes over the past over 50 years? What would you say about the ticket pricing situation and the folks that are coming to see the show?
Well, I guess when we started, tickets were $5.
They were $5.
You know, a ticket. And, you know, that was in the 70s, so it's all relative to.
Well, but it's
what
not
we
relative to $500.
That's true.
So,
$500 is kind of
you know,
high.
I mean, it forces people like us to make difficult choices where there's things we, you know, need for, you know, our lifestyle, and then there's tickets. So we ended up buying tickets for one night, and it was our anniversary, and we, you know, said, okay, this we can do, and we'll go to Vegas and we'll hang out. We're gonna go to a Brooklyn Bowl show
Tonight.
After tonight, and so we had to choose, and we chose to buy one night worth of tickets. So I think it forces people to make choices, and I think it creates a crowd inside the venue that isn't necessarily kind.
Or Deadheads.
Or, you know, they're not
Same.
Deadheads. They're not part of you know, they haven't grown up through, you know, this, you know, they haven't grown up with Deadheads, and they
Right.
don't know what we mean when we say be kind.